Hello, this is Arts Alive, and my name is Courtney Terry. My guest today is Maggie Bowman, and we're going to be talking about the Metal Arts Gift Show that is coming to the Yamhill County Historical Center on December 14th. And I am so excited. I've gone to the show in years previous, and it's just so cool. How many years has it been happening
This will
now?
be our third year.
Yay!
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and so tell me more about,
Well, first off, the date is Saturday, December 14th. It's a one-day show. We still don't have enough interest yet to when you do a two-day show, all the vendors have to stay overnight somewhere, but we've found that a one-day show seems to work really well with this group. We fill the warehouse at the Heritage Center with about 30 artists. And when I say Metal Arts Gift Show, it's everything metal that you can imagine.
Yes.
There are sculptors, there are jewelers, there are lawn art people, people who paint on recycled metal things, saw blades and things. There are knife makers, sword makers, people who make armor.
Right.
And being a retired teacher, I am fascinated with the process. So how do you do that? So each of the artists there is willing to do some sort of demo or explanation. So if people go, they should be thrilled, because if they have a question, they just need to ask.
Yes.
We're there to educate people on what you can do with metal. And there are actually some places to learn in the area. We have Anvil Academy from Newburgh coming. They're wonderful. They're right off Main Street in Newburgh. They've got this groovy little Quonset hut thing with a big yellow anvil out front. But they teach classes how to make a knife out of a railroad spike, how to make a hatchet, how to forge a dinner triangle. So that has been a really neat opportunity for a lot of people. Also, the best part about having this show out at the Heritage Center in the Pioneer Museum is that we have our own forge out there. And there is a dedicated crew of fellows that show up out there and work. They also teach.
Yes.
So if you are interested in learning how to blacksmith, all you do is you show up out there on a Wednesday and you ask questions. So I just decided, it actually came out of COVID. I really missed my metal friends. I belong to the Creative Metal Arts Guild in Portland, and that's a long drive, so I wasn't doing that very much. And I have some metal friends. It's amazing how many metal artists there are in the community of Yamhill. And it's not just a Yamhill County show, I'm calling it regional. We have someone from over near the coast, we have someone up near Portland and Hillsborough. It's regional, so it's not limited to just McMinnville. But there's a wide variety. Out of the 30 artists, there's maybe 8 jewelers.
Okay.
So it's not just jewelry palooza. There are sign makers. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'll tell you a little bit about some of the artists.
Oh my goodness.
We have a fabulous goldsmith from Portland coming, and he uses the lost wax carving method where a ring is carved in wax and then cast in gold, and then he sets diamonds. Whoa. So he's amazing. A new artist last year was Corey Wallens. He works, it's a cold connection with rivets, and all of his artwork is connected with rivets. It's exquisite. It's really hard to explain. Steve Tyree, our local bronze artist, will be there. Christy Mason Rivera will be there. She's our yard art artist on the highway out to the, and she and Steve Tyree and who else was on the tour? Both of them were on the Art Harvest Studio tour as well. A couple of my friends from Portland are coming. There's one jeweler that makes jewelry out of anodized aluminum. And you anodize aluminum by suspending it in a tank and running electricity through it. And it turns all these brilliant colors depending on how far up you crank the electricity. So it's an amazing process. We have a fantastic artist who takes apart old musical instruments. His name is Chuck Dolans, and you won't believe how they go back together. You just have to see it to believe it. So I hear he has quite a large airplane. He'll be hanging from something. I haven't figured out yet where that's going to be hanging. A wonderful artist, a knife maker from Salem, is Josh Navarrete, and he has a program where he teaches people to make knives, make the wooden handles, make the leather sheaths, and his classes are free to veterans and first responders.
Oh, wow.
He has a real heart for people with PTSD and people in recovery. And he's a great guy to get hold of if you're interested in that. One of our dear friends, David Hansen, a coppersmith, has been in the show the last 2 years, but unfortunately we lost him this last summer. He passed away, and I believe his family, I have offered them an opportunity to share some of his beautiful pieces of artwork for the last time. So it'll be the Dave Hansen Memorial Booth, and I hope that people have an opportunity. If you know who Dave Hansen is and you love his artwork, this is it. So I believe that his wife Melinda is very brave to participate in this, and wasn't sure, but there's a lot of love out there, so I think she'll feel it that day. Two of the people who were going to be here, I told you I was a middle school teacher. Two of them are retired or former students.
Oh, okay.
One of them, Peter Dandy, has been a millwright, and a millwright works at steel mills and fixes giant machines at the steel mill. So he has access to scraps, and he has amazing sculptures that he will be bringing. The other former student is a young woman named Rachel Morris, and she figured out how to, she has a full-time job, but just for fun, she thought, well, I'll get a plasma cutting machine and this plasma cutting table, and she makes the cutest signs, and she will custom make signs for you.
Wow.
So one of her signs up here has a little red pickup truck, and it says, "'Tis the season." So she does these beautiful signs, and it's just fun to have students that I had in class. It's fun to see them come back around. Some of these artists are returning. Some of them have been here. This will be their third year.
Oh, cool.
I do want to also let you know there will be food booths. There will be food carts. There will be food carts. There will be a coffee cart inside.
Very important.
Yes, especially since I will be there all day.
Yeah.
And there will be live music all day long. Just kind of background music, you know. You can dance if you want, but it's going to be really fun. And one of the things I really want to show people is that these are ancient skills. And we want to make sure that people understand them and realize how much hard work, literal blood, sweat, and tears making things. It feels good to, hammer stuff.
Oh, I bet.
But also, on the other hand, the future is 3D CAD design, computer-assisted design. So one of my other friends, Tony Rodriguez, will be demonstrating the computer system where you design something it goes from your brain to the computer, you push a button and you print, grow a little wax version of a ring, and cast it in silver.
Whoa.
And if I was 30 years younger, I would be learning CAD design right now.
Well, and I love that it, like you said, it's that ancient technique, but also the future, and both of them will be there. And that was one of the years that last year going into the blacksmith shop, and you get to hold the hammer, and you get to they actually let you do it.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. I definitely left feeling like, okay, upper body work. I gotta start that. But
it's therapeutic. It's fun. You can make stuff. Okay. They tease me at the forge. I don't know if we have time for this short story. They tease me at the forge because we were learning how to make hot welds and making chains. Mm-hmm. So I had all the links ready to go, and I forged them, and I heated them to the point where they fused, and I made 3 of the most beautiful links you've ever seen. But I forgot to connect them. So they like to keep those 3 links out there and show people this is not a chain. So I did find recently at my house a chain that I must have gone back and done it correctly, because I do have proof that I learned how to do it. But they do tease me regularly.
But that's what students do. And speaking of students, there's also going to be a student booth at the metal show, and they're going to be selling jewelry.
So I had the opportunity last year to start a student after-school program at the McMinnville High School, and I have 6 very capable and excited young women who are making jewelry that is just blowing my socks off. Wow. So we work with aluminum, copper, and brass. We don't have welding capabilities yet, and nobody's actually buying me silver to work with the kids. I might do a fundraiser at the show. But for now, we're using a technique called cold connections. Mm-hmm. So a cold connection can be wire wrapping. It can be punching holes and using jump rings to hold things together. But what they're having the most fun with is riveting. So you've probably heard about riveting.
Yes.
And so the aluminum can be textured, it can be polished and shaped, and what I'm showing them how to do is combine copper, brass, with the aluminum. You punch a hole, you put the rivet through, you pop it through, hammer it, and polish it up, and it's done. Oh my gosh. Well, one day the kids were sitting there, and one of the kids had a energy drink that was just beautifully designed. Someone got paid to design the outside of it, and she went, "Wait a minute, that's aluminum. Can I cut that up?" And I go, "Sure." So they spent the rest of the class cutting up pieces of aluminum from their energy drink cans to make earrings with.
That's so cool.
Then hanging turquoise and onyx beads on them. And they're a remarkable group of kids.
That's fantastic. And it's so cool that they'll have that opportunity to participate in an art show. And
there will be at least 6 students selling, and one of their friends is going to be their bookkeeper for them.
Nice.
And
excellent. Important
they
part.
have actually created an Instagram account for themselves.
Okay.
And it's funny, I told them they couldn't show any pictures of themselves, so they have their chickens modeling their jewelry. It's pretty cute. But it's called McMinnville Metalworks.
Okay.
If anyone's interested and wants to look up their Instagram page.
Yes.
So that would be fun to support them in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for the metal show, there is an entrance. It does cost to get in,
or people can bring 5 cans of food for YCAP. Last year, we collected over 600 pounds of food for YCAP.
That's
so it's giving back to the
incredible.
community in that way. And I've had really good feedback. What you'll see a collection that you won't see anywhere else. There's a wide variety. I don't really have 2 of the same things there. Mm-hmm. I have as much variety as I can find.
And especially being able to bring all those varieties and have the artists that are just here in the community too, that's just so exciting that it'll be a gathering place for all those artists. If folks are interested in just seeing more information about it, where can they find it?
Well, mostly on Facebook. I will have an event page They could call me at 971-237-3783. I will give details. But it's a one-day show. It starts at 10 in the morning, ends at 7. Be there or be square.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. It's so, I mean, you can't, honestly, like, you can't be in this community and miss that event. It is so cool.
It's worth it to come because one of our artists is going to be dressed from head to toe in her knight of armor outfit, and she refers to herself as the night before Christmas.
Excellent. Oh, that's excellent.
So if it's 2 weeks before Christmas. If you have anyone that's hard to shop for, bring them with you and see what they pay attention to.
Okay. Well, Saturday, December 14th from 10 to 7 at the Yamhill County Historical Center.
Thank you so much.
Maggie, thanks for sharing about it. I'm really looking forward to it.
I hope you can come.
Thank you. My name is Courtney Terry, and this has been Arts Alive.